A steering wheel that vibrates or shakes specifically at highway speeds between 55 and 70 miles per hour indicates one of three critical safety issues. Unbalanced wheels, which is the most common and least dangerous cause, a failing wheel bearing that can cause the wheel to seize or separate from the vehicle, or a separated tire belt that can lead to catastrophic blowout, all of which require immediate diagnosis and repair before the problem progresses from annoying vibration to loss of vehicle control. According to automotive safety experts and NHTSA data, wheel bearing failure causes approximately 2,000 reportable accidents annually when bearings seize suddenly at highway speeds, while tire belt separation accounts for over 400 deaths per year from blowouts that cause drivers to lose control. The critical factor is that vibration at specific speeds is never normal and always indicates a problem requiring professional attention, with the severity ranging from a simple $15 wheel balance to a $300 bearing replacement or $400 tire replacement. The diagnostic process is straightforward, and most tire shops or repair facilities can identify the exact cause within 30 minutes through systematic inspection. What makes this particularly dangerous is that many drivers ignore the vibration for weeks or months, assuming it's minor, while the underlying problem progressively worsens until sudden catastrophic failure occurs without additional warning. Independent automotive safety studies show that 70% of drivers experiencing steering vibration delay repair for over 2 weeks, and 30% drive for months with the condition, exponentially increasing their risk of serious accidents. Keep watching because I'm going to explain each possible cause, show you how to identify which problem you have through simple checks, reveal the diagnostic process mechanics use, and tell you exactly what to do immediately to prevent catastrophic failure. Hey, if you like this kind of straight-to-the-point content with no BS, help me out here. Subscribe to the channel right now. It takes 2 seconds and guarantees you won't miss any tips that could save you some serious cash. Let me start by explaining the most common cause, wheel imbalance, and why it creates vibration at specific speeds. When wheels are mounted on a vehicle, they must be balanced to ensure the weight is distributed evenly around the wheel and tire assembly. Small weights are attached to the rim to counterbalance heavy spots in the tire or wheel. Perfect balance means the assembly rotates smoothly without wobbling. Over time, balance weights can fall off from road debris impact, corrosion, or improper installation. Tires can develop uneven wear that changes weight distribution. Road conditions and potholes can knock wheels out of balance. When a wheel is out of balance, it has a heavy spot that creates centrifugal force as the wheel spins. At low speeds, this force is minimal and not felt. As speed increases, the centrifugal force increases exponentially. At certain speeds, typically 55 to 70 miles per hour depending on tire size and vehicle, this force creates a resonance that transmits vibration through the steering column to the steering wheel. The vibration frequency matches the wheel rotation speed, so it increases or decreases proportionally with vehicle speed, identifying wheel imbalance as the cause. The vibration is typically felt primarily in the steering wheel rather than the entire vehicle, though severe imbalance can cause whole vehicle vibration. The vibration intensity increases smoothly with speed through the problem range. It doesn't suddenly appear or disappear. The vibration feels like a steady high-frequency shake or buzz, not a thumping or grinding. The solution for wheel imbalance is simple and inexpensive: wheel balancing service. A tire shop places each wheel on a balancing machine that spins the wheel and identifies where to add small clip-on or stick-on weights. The process takes 15 minutes per wheel and typically costs $15 to $30 per tire, or $50 to $80 for all 4. This should be done every tire rotation or whenever vibration develops. Wheel balancing is maintenance, not a major repair, and immediately eliminates vibration caused by imbalance. Now, let me explain the more serious cause, wheel bearing failure, and why this is a safety-critical issue. Wheel bearings allow the wheel to rotate freely on the axle while supporting the vehicle's weight. Modern wheel bearings are sealed units that typically last 80,000 to 100,000 miles, but they can fail prematurely due to water contamination, impact damage, or manufacturing defects. When a bearing begins to fail, it develops excessive play or rough spots that create vibration. As the bearing deteriorates, metal particles from wear contaminate the bearing grease, accelerating damage. Eventually, the bearing can seize completely or even allow the wheel hub to separate from the spindle, identifying wheel bearing problems. A failing bearing typically creates a growling or humming noise that increases with vehicle speed, in addition to vibration. The noise often sounds like an airplane taking off. The vibration from a bad bearing tends to be felt through the vehicle body and seat more than just the steering wheel, though it can affect both. The noise or vibration may change intensity during turns as weight shifts load different bearings. In severe cases, you can feel looseness or play in the wheel by jacking up the vehicle and trying to rock the wheel in and out or up and down. Movement indicates bearing failure. Wheel bearing diagnosis requires lifting the vehicle and manually checking for play, then spinning the wheel by hand and listening for grinding or roughness. Some mechanics use stethoscopes to listen to bearings while the wheel spins. The safety concern with failing bearings is that once they begin making noise and creating vibration, failure can occur suddenly without additional warning. A seized bearing at highway speed causes immediate loss of control. A completely failed bearing can allow the wheel assembly to separate from the vehicle. Either scenario is extremely dangerous. The repair for wheel bearings involves replacing the bearing assembly, which includes pressing out the old bearing and installing a new one or replacing the entire hub assembly depending on vehicle design. Cost ranges from $250 to $600 per wheel depending on vehicle and whether it's front or rear. While expensive, this is a critical safety repair that cannot be deferred. The third possible cause is tire belt separation or internal tire damage creating imbalance. Tires have internal belts made of steel or fabric that provide strength and shape. These belts can separate from the rubber due to manufacturing defects, impact damage, or age deterioration. When a belt separates, it creates a bulge or heavy spot in the tire that causes severe vibration and imbalance that can't be corrected by wheel balancing. Belt separation is extremely dangerous because it often progresses to complete tire failure and blowout at highway speeds. Identifying belt separation. A separated belt often creates a thumping sensation in addition to vibration, feeling like driving over bumps repeatedly. The tire may show visible bulges or lumps when inspected closely, though internal separation isn't always visible externally. The vibration from belt separation is usually more severe than simple imbalance and may feel irregular or thumping rather than smooth buzzing. Rotation test. If swapping front and rear tires moves the vibration from steering wheel to seat or vice versa, a tire problem is confirmed. Visual and tactile inspection. With the vehicle on a lift or jacked safely, slowly rotate each tire by hand while looking for bulges, lumps, or irregular tread wear. Run your hand over the tread, feeling for high and low spots. Belt separation requires immediate tire replacement. There's no repair option. Driving on a tire with separated belts risks sudden blowout. Cost is $150 to $300 per tire, depending on tire size and quality. Now, let me explain the diagnostic process to determine which issue you have. Step 1. Schedule an appointment at a tire shop or repair facility immediately. Don't delay this. Explain the symptoms. Vibration at specific highway speeds. Step 2. The technician will test drive the vehicle to confirm the vibration and note its characteristics. Step 3. They'll perform visual tire inspection looking for damage, bulges, or uneven wear. Step 4. They'll check wheel balance on all 4 wheels. If balance is significantly off, they'll rebalance and test drive. If vibration disappears, problem solved. If vibration persists after balancing, they'll proceed to bearing inspection. Step 5. They'll lift the vehicle and check each wheel bearing for play, noise, or roughness. Failed bearings are usually obvious during this check. Step 6. If bearings are good but vibration persists, they'll inspect tires more thoroughly for internal damage, possibly dismounting suspicious tires to inspect inside. The cost for diagnosis is typically minimal or free at tire shops, hoping to sell you the needed service. Most shops charge labor rates only if extensive diagnosis is needed beyond standard inspection. What to do while waiting for your appointment. Reduce highway driving if possible. If you must drive highway speeds, be prepared for potential tire failure by keeping both hands on the wheel, maintaining safe following distance, and avoiding sudden maneuvers. If vibration suddenly worsens, or you hear grinding noises or thumping, pull over safely and have the vehicle towed. Don't ignore warning signs. If you feel wheel play when parking, grabbing the steering wheel and trying to shake it back and forth, or hear unusual noises, the problem is serious and requires immediate attention. Do not attempt to diagnose wheel bearings yourself unless you have proper jack stands and experience. Attempting to check bearings with only a jack is extremely dangerous as the vehicle can fall. Cost expectations. Wheel balancing costs $50 to $80 for 4 wheels and immediately fixes imbalance issues. Wheel bearing replacement costs $250 to $600 per wheel depending on vehicle. Tire replacement costs $150 to $300 per tire, though you should replace at minimum in pairs. Many shops will inspect for free hoping to earn the repair work, so there's no cost to getting a professional diagnosis. So here's the bottom line. Steering wheel vibration at highway speeds indicates wheel imbalance, wheel bearing failure, or tire belt separation. Wheel imbalance is common, inexpensive to fix at $50 to $80, and not immediately dangerous. Wheel bearing failure is serious, costs $250 to $600 per wheel, and can cause sudden loss of control if not repaired. Tire belt separation is extremely dangerous, requires immediate replacement at $150 to $300 per tire, and can cause catastrophic blowout. You cannot reliably diagnose which issue you have without professional inspection taking 30 minutes at a tire shop. Do not ignore the symptom or delay repair because the problem will worsen and potentially cause serious accidents. Schedule inspection immediately, reduce highway driving until repaired, and be prepared to spend $50 to $600 depending on the cause. Your safety and the safety of others on the road depends on addressing this immediately rather than hoping it goes away or isn't serious.